Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Plays by New. Is this the right? It is the right one. Okay. Welcome back to Northernlion. Plays by New. AFTERBIRTH Pulse. I'm not sweating where we're at in terms of post-it notes. I'm just doing things I know need to be done. 89J7 KT6E. Not taking a structured approach necessarily. Yeah, I'll accept that. We got a luck upgrade instead of an okay orbital. Probably not worth it, but it might be close to being worth it, depending on, what one luck upgrade actually means for us. But I'm not going to belabor the point with, a discussion of the analytical breakdown, especially because I brought a graph here. Let me pull it up for you. Give me a moment here. I'm just joking. I just like that I can one-tap to the overlay on a moment's notice here. How's it going? I'm recording this right after the last episode, so I'm plumb out of grocery store analogies and anecdotes, not analogies. I do have grocery store analogies. For example, when you go to the grocery store, how do you explore the grocery store? We should open that. Not necessarily worth it, but probably not worth it. I am a round the outside grocery store man, and then I hit the interior aisles as necessary. When I grew up, I hope I'm not outing my parents by saying this, but it's pretty embarrassing. My parents were all aisle people. So you start in the produce section, fresh fruits and vegetables. It's produce. See, I nipped you in the bud there. Now you don't know what to say. And then you go through all the aisles one by one, seeing what you need. And then you come out in the frozen food section, you grab what you get, and then you go up to the front and you pay. Now, it isn't like it was a decision that was made to just, be... Because people say, if you shop around the grocery store rather than through the grocery store, it's healthier. Because you're getting, mostly just fresh fruits and vegetables. The meat, usually the meat section is around the edges. And, there you go. You got a balanced diet there of fruits, vegetables, and meatses. But it's really just because I don't venture into the aisles too often. I know what I want. Okay, we blew it. We did not blow it. Oh my lord. I can't believe we didn't get hit there. Now we've been given a golden gift. It's our job not to squander it. We'll try to go in there as well if we get the chance. I don't know how we made that dodge. That's like a top 50 NL dodge in Isaac. And I'm not even being sarcastic here. But I basically have like the same grocery list every time I go to the grocery store. First off, we do get this like meal delivery service. I should have gotten the 2 bombs first, but we do get this meal delivery service, so like half of our dinners per week are handled. But then apart from that, it's a very easy process. Kate wants like 1 week of meal replacement drinks. That's her breakfast sorted. I get 1 box of cereal. That's my breakfast sorted. Problem solved. Loaf of bread that goes bad as far into the future as possible. Enough lunch meat to make, 4 or 5 sandwiches. If I need granola bars, I buy granola bars. Get, like, 5 of a fruit of my choice, and then I'm out. Usually that gets the job done. Well, no, we usually get, like, some spring mix. Like some spinach or some kale, or, lettuce, something like that to throw in as well. Usually that gets the job done, and it's an easy grocery trip, Oh, sometimes a little apple juice as well, but that's not at my behest. But I will drink it if it's there. Could go to the curse room right away, but I'm not going to go for it. Like, I don't understand the concept of a grocery list. I've aged out of the concept of a grocery list. It's almost impossible to get me to try a new food at the grocery store. It might sound boring, but, we get enough variety from the Blue Apron style stuff that I think it ends up working out just fine most of the time. 50 Cent has got to be the best rapper of all time, for one, but also a good opportunity for us to get that second level of shop upgrade. Sadly, that did not happen, but that's fine. I see it happening all day. Like, actually, I lied. I did have another grocery store anecdote. It's exactly the same as the deli counter, except it was in the salsa section. World's Foods, as we call it. I was there, and I was like, I know what salsa I want. Can I get the salsa? And then there was a lady in front of me. She picked up, like, 4 different containers of salsa, and she was doing a rigorous comparative analysis of them, and I had to sort of like sidle my way in there and grab one. In a way, I'm not begrudging her at all. I'm actually not envious necessarily, but a little envious because she's about to discover a new salsa. And that's a magical moment in anybody's life. I'm going to take both, but only because we are going to need to take one of those items at some point anyway. And then it's debatable whether or not that was the right decision, but I'm going to do it anyway. And we have another Spirit Heart for sale in here, so I'm going to grab the Spirit Heart, go to the curse room, and then bounce. There's nothing like discovering a new snack food. Recently, I discovered a new salsa. I guess I am a hypocrite, but there's a Mexican food in Vancouver. It doesn't always get the job done. There's a couple of great places. Everyone loves Sally Le Mall on... I said it French for some reason. Frenchly. But on Kingsway, everyone's a big fan of that for good reason. But they're all kind of like, Canadian Tex-Mex. Are you going to get out of bed for Canadian Tex-Mex? Maybe, maybe not. But there's a company called Fresh is Best that makes tortilla chips and salsa, and they're all delicious. They knocked it out of the park. So if you happen to find yourself in Vancouver, oh no, I would recommend. I mean, if you're here as like you're staying in a hotel, don't go to the grocery store and buy salsa because someone on the internet told you to, you weirdo. I'm just looking out for you. But, if you get the chance to pick it up, I would recommend it personally. When you go back, I'm not against Old El Paso or, Pace, etc., etc. But when you go from the fresh salsa to the, jarred salsa, it's really the jarred salsa just tastes like you're eating thick, strong tomato ketchup. Not my favorite thing. But still, I'll take it over no salsa at all. We've established I could eat salsa as if it were a gazpacho and be a happy man. Okay, they're excited. And I am... You shouldn't call it an I'm excited pill. They should call it I'm mad. Because I'm not excited. They're excited. I'm just angry about the situation that has presented itself. We could die on this one. I mean, I can't complain about dying on this one because it really would be predominantly my own fault. I gave away an HP upgrade. Now, in a way, it sort of worked out because we got damage out of it. Oh my god. I'm excited, dude! I'm excited. It lasts too long. They're still not normal speed, dude. And they never will be again, apparently. Jesus Christ. Oh my lord. No more... they're still excited! I'm only mad because I think that this is a mistake. Like, I actually think that maybe somebody just left the wrong number in the code. It was supposed to be 0.2, but they made it 20 instead or something like that. I'm gonna die, probably. Possibly. No! Okay. We're back. Somehow. I'm excited. Actual candidate for most annoying pill in the game. By the way, I know we've got Mr. Boom, 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 I want you in my room back there, but I'm not sure if I want to go back for that. I don't know if I want to have Mr. Boom on the payroll right now. I know we could suck it up. I guess I didn't make that clear enough, but... How tanky is this guy? He's too tanky is the correct answer. Oh my god. That's the end of that grocery store anecdote. For real this time. We could get booger tears or nose goblin, whatever the, industry term is here. No, we can't, actually. Disregard. I'm really unhappy that we were unable to get a spirit heart. That was so good. Even though we took a hit there, you gotta give it up. Because that could have gone way worse. It was handled properly. We've not seen an item room yet. That's not going to be a secret room. This could be a secret room. I hate this. Because the run is good. It's just low on HP. Would have really liked to have had that second red heart right now, but... I mean, who can you blame but yourself, right? Bighorn. So we could try to use a bomb against Bighorn. If we land it, he's going down. I don't understand. He doesn't give you a telegraph or open his mouth, you know? Also, it doesn't make sense to me from a game design standpoint. When he opens his mouth, he's pushing air out. How is a bomb getting in there? If anything, his outrageous diaphragm, which allows him to propel bombs out of it at alarming pace, should prevent a bomb from coming into it. Unless it was thrown at like an escape velocity appropriate to the situation. You know what I mean? Probably not. I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad about this one. Shouldn't be, because I did it to myself, but he also threw bombs in such a way as to present like the most impossible array to avoid of all time. So, you know, congrats, you got me. Amazing. You gotta, once you play enough of a game, you gotta learn to handle losses appropriately, or it can lead to some bad situations. Like, I think on an emotional level, my brain thinks that it's actually O to win every time I play Isaac. I'm just gonna be straight with you, though. I don't think that we played badly on that run. I think we played totally fine. Did we take hits? Yeah, we took some hits. We took some hits on rooms that you would expect a good player to sometimes take hits on. But re-rolling the HP and taking literally every deal with the devil is actually what killed us, so it's kind of like beside the point. Okay, okay, okay. Is Apollyon gonna be the new Judas for me? I can't, you know, buy a win with Apollyon to save my life? I don't think so. I like Apollyon. I understand Apollyon to some extent. Why didn't I re-roll Little Monstro into a stat upgrade then? Because Little Monstro is lovely. It's a fantastic item. You can't say no to this little slugger. He's amazing at what he does. He does a lot of damage. Also great for extinguishing fires. Blowing up poops. I don't like the tier height on the shots, but I mean, can't always get what you want, right? So we should be fine moving forward here. I mean, I'm mostly just disappointed that I died because it's going to cost me 10 minutes, and I don't know if the salsa analogy is really enough to carry those first 10 minutes apart from the gameplay itself, so who knows? You know what would be an interesting conversation to have? What was your school lunch like as a child? And I'm not talking about like your cafeteria lunch. I'm talking about your brown bags. You know, what'd you take when your mom was making it for you? I'm not interested in your own dietary preferences. I'm interested in knowing what the average like 11-year-old eats where you're from. And then the differences that we can tease out between it. Because I can tell you straight up, I remember it like it's yesterday. You know, you open up your brown bag, what do you got in there? Usually, white bread sandwich with a kind of meat on it, and my mom does this. I did not inherit it from her because I do not do this myself. Usually, let's say it's like a ham and cheese sandwich, she would butter the bread and then put the ham and cheese on. So the meat sandwiches were buttered. It's not an uncommon thing, but when I talk to people roughly my age about it, they go, oh yeah, my mom did that too, and it's freaking weird. And Mom, I love you, but it is. I don't know. She probably inherited it from her parents who, you know, grew up in the 1950s where they were just like, why not? Butter's delicious. Put it on everything. You know, the Paula Deen age. Making questionable decisions and, you know, facing off in the Cold War against the Soviet Union. Either way. Those are the two defining characteristics of the 1950s, is Cold War hysteria and buttered meat sandwiches. Then, so that's like the piece de resistance, obviously. Ooh, I like it when you talk French to me, NL. Secret room? It is a secret room. I want the 9-volt, and we're gonna get the 9-volt. What my baby wants, my baby gets. I'm gonna grab this as well. Usually, when I was younger, when I was in like middle school, or elementary school, my the first snack, you know, you usually get like a snack, lunch, and then a snack throughout the day. One in the afternoon, one in the morning. So first snack was usually a container of fruit snacks. Then when I got older, it was like an apple or like some cheese. You know, relatively wholesome. So usually fruit snacks, I don't know. I don't understand fruit snacks as an adult. But When your kid wants fruit snacks, I guess you get them fruit snacks. Is that the deal? I've never purchased them as an adult. I do think fruit snacks are a food for children, but I don't want to go down that without having people who have dissenting opinions, because this is free for us, basically. Otherwise, it seems like I'm punching down at fruit snacks, and that's not my intention. This time, we're going to learn our lesson and take our HP, even though we have 9 lives. Then, afternoon snack usually is like... I'm trying to think at this point. It depends. Like, sometimes you get, like, some carrot sticks. Kids need, like, apparently, like, 12 calories a day to survive. An apple, a small sandwich, and some carrot sticks. That's all you need. And then for juice, it would be, like, or for a drink, I should say. It would usually be, like, a juice box. Like a 120 milliliter thing of grape juice. But sometimes you get those high-tier lunches. Like, if you guys had fried chicken the night before and there were leftovers, you get, like, a cold piece of fried chicken in your lunch and you eat it. So good. Sometimes, you know, mom went to the grocery store and she bought Lunchables and you're like, oh my god, pizza Lunchables! I'm gonna be, yeah, that's good. Oh, that didn't kill us? I'm gonna be the envy of all my friends. Thanks to Kanye's new workout plan, I'm the envy of all my friends. No, the pizza Lunchables at the time, up to a certain age, were definitely a top tier lunch. Now, I would rather have the buttered meat sandwich, I think. But for a while, it was... That was like, oh, look whose mom actually loves him. A buttered meat sandwich. You know why we didn't die? We had the spirit heart. Totally forgot. And then, like, when we went to, I mean, Michael A. Fox can tell you all about this. We had a bad cafeteria in high school. No disrespect to the people running it. You know, you're talking about a high school with 300 people. We didn't get a lot of, like, economies of scale. We had, like, weird microwaved hamburgers, weird microwave cheeseburgers, and then... Fridays were fish and chips day. It wasn't too bad. Tuesdays were this weird thing called, and it's apparently a Canadian thing. Mexican fries. It's basically all the nacho ingredients that you could imagine poured on top of French fries. We have it at Taco Bell up here as well. Is it weird? I suppose so, yeah. Fairly delicious, though. I mean, dude, Steven 2 runs in a row. It's a blessed run. Or is it a cursed run? We're about to find out. I don't know. Definitely, like, I hope this is different in today's generation, but probably, like, 1/3 of my high school class ate French fries at any given lunchtime. And I'm not talking about, like, they had, you know, a salad and French fries. I'm saying, like, what did you have for lunch today? I ate French fries. Dude, this is like a revenge film. It's our Empire Strikes Back, which implies that we're the evil empire here, but I'll accept that. We're much more well prepared this time. And I once a week, I was with them, you know? Get some cafeteria poutine. Shouldn't be legal. Maybe it should be legal, I don't know. It's one of those things I've flip-flopped back and forth with many times in my life. Like, when I was, like, 17 years old, I was like, soda should be illegal. And now that I'm 28, I'm a little bit more moderate. You know, many people, I'm not gonna say everybody, many people tend to mellow out with age. It's like, soda is just a drug that controls your mind and makes you, you know, overweight and diabetic. Now I'm like, soda is kind of delicious. So, I think people should be able to make their own decisions. We run into this on the NLSS all the time. Because Austin eats delivery / takeout fairly frequently. And we oftentimes talk about fast food. We'll be like, oh, what are your fast food rankings? So I like Wendy's more than McDonald's. You're crazy! You know? That's the NLSS brand in a nutshell. Help, how did I get into this? Great big bloody nutshell, etc., etc. And then there's always, like, some people in chat that go, you know, lol, America. How can you eat food that is not c'est vrai? I only eat at French Laundry with Chef Estin Blumenthal. You know, congratulations, apparently. You ever eat fast food, apparently you're an idiot, according to some people in Twitch chat. But that's why I take issue with that, because I have to listen to these people who are, you know, supporting me, and thank you very much for the support. I receive it graciously. At the same time, they remind me a little bit of myself when I was more militant as a teenager, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I just, you know, you gotta, people need their own level of responsibility for things, I think. Because when do you stop outlawing anything that's bad for you, I guess? I'm not saying you shouldn't outlaw things that are bad for you, like, I understand the idea of having, like, prohibitive taxes on things like alcohol, cigarettes, you know, etc., etc. But at some point, if you're gonna be like, you know, beef's illegal, then you, well, maybe beef's not bad for you, but you know, fried foods are illegal, then you're like, oh, well, when they came for the cigarettes, I said nothing, and then they came for the KFC, and, you know, here I am, losing my two-piece. I don't know, basically. But I do wonder sometimes, because, like, maybe McDonald's is actually... I don't eat McDonald's super frequently. Oh my god, we do have wait, what? But every now and then, I get, like, a mentally hypnotic craving for chicken nuggets. Sincerely. I'm like, I can't focus unless I have chicken nuggets right now. And I wonder if that's just because I ate them as a child, you know? Dan and I talked about this in a Hearthstone episode, weirdly enough, but when I was a kid, you know, there was that, like, Book It program from Pizza Hut. It was like if you read books, you'd earn points, and you could use those points to get free personal pan pizzas. So I always had this, association with Pizza Hut, where now as an adult, I'm like, Pizza Hut, I recognize that it's maybe not that good, but it's the greatest food in the world to me. Even if they do spray grease on the pizza to make it shiny. I think it's because as a child, we associated it with, you know, a job well done. With like, oh, mom and dad have taken me to Pizza Hut because I did so good in the Book It program this month. It's insidious, you know, and those decisions, not decisions, but those patterns can hold true in adulthood as well. So I wonder, like, what happens if you raise a child to eat healthy? And then, you know, when they get older, you go, hey, we're gonna go to McDonald's, and they go, oh, Mom, I can't get any good salads at McDonald's. You think that would happen? Or would you just raise a child that's really boring? Because for some reason we equate eating bad food with being more entertaining. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's interesting to think about. Like, I think there's two kinds of people in the... Well, there's many kinds of people in the world. I think there are more than two kinds of people in the world, but there are two kinds of people that are like this. One is Morgan Spurlock from Super Size Me. And the other one is the guy that Morgan Spurlock interviews who eats a quarter pounder with cheese every day and that's it. Or a Big Mac every day. Morgan Spurlock's like, I'm going to investigate all the dietary effects of eating at McDonald's and see the effects it has. And, oh, you know, I've gained weight and... You know, my pee-pee doesn't work as well as it used to, and my mood's fluctuating. And then there's this other guy who's like, I just eat like one Big Mac a day and nothing else, and I have the greatest life of all time. At some point in your life, you have to decide, who are you going to be? Are you going to be Morgan Spurlock, or are you going to be Big Mac guy? I think I've grandfathered myself into Morgan Spurlockdom, but I am envious of the Big Mac guys. I wish I mean, it's very self-serving to say, I wish I could just turn my brain off and enjoy it. But no, because I think they've got it figured out. That dude at some point in his life, unless he's suffering from, like, a mental illness or something, in which case, you know, then this takes on some troubling connotations, perhaps. But, you know, he was 16, he said, I love two things. Screwing and eating Big Macs. I don't know why he had to love screwing as well. It just made for a better quote. I don't know, maybe he hates screwing. I love two things, screwing and eating Big Macs. And if I can do both of them once a day for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be a happy man. And he's, in my headcanon, he's pursued that. And if that isn't the American dream, I don't know what is. So, hats off to you, Big Mac man. I was thinking about this the other day as well. It was actually a week ago, almost to the minute, because I know Kate and I were going to see a movie last week at around this time. We were at a restaurant, and at the restaurant they had ESPN on, and they were showing off Joey Chestnut winning the July 4th hot dog eating contest. You know, every year at Coney Island they do that Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest, and Joey Chestnut eats like 90 hot dogs and wins a free t-shirt or something. And the commentators were, like, laughing about it. You can tell it was a nice restaurant because they had ESPN on the TV with the sound on. But the commentators were laughing about it. They're like, yeah, you know, he might be considered one of the greatest athletes of all time. Yeah, cool, real funny, Bob. But then I thought, why not? Is competitive eating a ridiculous sport? Yeah. Like, it's super ridiculous, right? But is it any more ridiculous than taking a metal rod and smacking a little ball and trying to get it into a hole half a kilometer away? Is it any more ridiculous than, you know, taking a circular piece of plastic and throwing it around with the rules of American football? You know, I'm talking about Frisbee in that case, but all sports are inherently, like, a little ridiculous, aren't they? They're all, like, an incredibly arbitrary rule set that, you know, it's who's the best at shooting a, you know, 12-inch circumference rubber basketball through a hoop almost exactly the same size as the basketball from increasing distances away. Like, it's not like that dude, he's getting paid like $80 million over the course of his contract to be really good at, like, shooting a rubber sphere into a hoop. What does that mean? Does that mean, oh, that's meant to replicate, like, how good of a hunter you would have been on this, that's to demonstrate the brain's capability at recognizing No, it's basketball. I'm not crapping on basketball. It's the same as hockey. Hey, strap these, like, weird shoes to your ground. You know, go smack around this vulcanized rubber thing. Try to get it past a dude who's allowed to wear different equipment than you, because otherwise the game wouldn't work properly. You'd be scoring 12 goals a period. Against teams other than the Colorado Avalanche. Sick. Okay, let's head down here. But, like, yeah, so I'm just saying, you know what? It took me a while to warm up to it, but kudos to you, Joey Chestnut. Why wouldn't you be one of the best athletes of all time? Just because it's a sport that is not necessarily mainstream level popular, like, it's not like it's any less merit than, like, you know, pool or something like that. You know, billiards. And again, I insulted the sport that I like the most in this topic of conversation. I'm just saying, it's all the same thing. We as a society decide which sports are, like, fun to watch. It's like ping pong, fun to watch. Bullet ball, sorry buddy, not that fun to watch. Men's volleyball, not fun to watch. Women's volleyball, fun to watch. What were those bone animations? Dude, I cannot get a deal with the devil for the life of me here. Luckily, our stats are, like, really good regardless, but there's, like, 3 levels of sports. There's mainstream, well, there's, like, regionally 4 levels of sports. There's, like, mainstream level, worldwide popularity. Soccer. Soccer's popular worldwide. Yes, even in America, soccer's popular. There are probably countries where soccer is not that popular, but those are the exception rather than the rule. Yes, even in Canada, soccer's popular. Is it as popular as hockey, Major League Baseball? No, of course not, because on a global level, we stink at it. So, you know, it's more, the sports Canadians would rather watch because there's, like, a chance that we might do okay. Although we did beat French Guiana in the CONCACAF Championship recently. Do we? I don't think, we need to pick it up at least, but then there's sports, and I would even say, like, NFL football is popular. Not necessarily the world over, but the Super Bowl, at least, is watched the world over, so to some extent. So I would throw NFL football, and probably, like, baseball up there. There's not necessarily Major League Baseball, but, you know, some form of baseball is popular in a lot of different places worldwide. At least it was in Korea and Japan. But anyway, and Canada, the United States. And then, like, all those countries that always beat us in the World Baseball Classic, and you go, really? But anyway. Then there's sports that are, like, regionally popular. Like, you know, ice hockey is sort of regionally popular. It's watched a lot of places, but not everywhere. Certainly, like, not well represented on every continent. Same would go for, like, cricket. Couple of places, a few places really love it, not everybody. Rugby, maybe, I don't know, it's probably in there. Then there's sports that are, like, only popular during the Olympics. Those are some of my favorites. For example, the biathlon. I'm gonna take this because we're probably gonna die anyway. And if we don't, bonus. But if we do, that's fine. You know, most forms of downhill skiing. I'm insulting probably, there's probably, like, so many people for whom they're like, I've dedicated my life to this sport and now you're crapping on it. Look, if you dedicated your life to the biathlon, I'm sorry. Nobody outside of, like, Finland is watching that en masse, unless it's in the Olympics and their country stands a chance. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You should have known this. It shouldn't be a surprise. It's the market research you do before you enter the business, okay? Curling, to some extent, regionally popular in parts of the world, including Canada, but mostly, I think, an Olympic sport. The vast majority of swimming events, etc. So you get the idea. Anything that takes place in a specialized arena like a velodrome counts as well, but I'm just saying. And then there's sports that are just not popular at all, even like within the Olympics. The sports that they show, like, you might have missed it. We did the men's 190-kilometer marathon today, and here's the winners. The sport's merit is not measured in terms of its popularity either. It's in terms of what it gives to the people who enjoy it. You know? Middle distance running. Not a great spectator sport. You do it yourself. You know, you learn more about your body. You learn it's kind of meditation. It's a therapeutic sort of exercise that, you know, if you don't get shin splints, can be almost downright pleasant. Ping pong. Great opportunity to make money off of hustling people in your university quad. Foosball, same thing. Ooh, we almost got tagged there. I still think we're gonna win, but it's been a little hard fought. 9 damage is good. Very good, in fact. With 5 rate of fire especially, but we've been hamstrung quite greatly by our inability to get any form of deal with the devil. I basically only use Void like Black Rune from this point onwards, which is maybe not the right course of action. Hockey's going to be interesting in the next Winter Olympics, because, I mean, maybe we're dating the episode at this point, but as of right now, the NHL has not agreed to send its players to the Olympics, so we might end up with, like, a, you know, Miracle on Ice sort of situation where we got, like, college kids playing for Canada and the U.S., or who knows, you know? Players might choose to forego an NHL contract or, like, pay whatever penalties are required to send themselves to the Olympics. Beats me, dude. Normally you'd have, like, a training camp almost at this point over the summer to get people ready, or to get players ready. I know people are like, oh, sports talk. You know what? Screw you, by the way. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Make sure you use your Twitch Prime subscriptions if you haven't already. But if you're one of those people who's like, ugh, sports ball, don't do that, okay? If you're mad at jocks, I understand, okay? It's not fair that in high school, you know, football team gets all the money, you know, gets all the funding, gets all the glory. You're over here and, you know, reach for the top trivia team, wondering why you can't even. Can we get a new pencils for the trivia team? Oh, sorry, can't afford it. We need to buy, you know, natty light cases for the football team. This is not really a correct example, but I dispute that I was standing there, but okay. But just get over it. We've said it many times in the past on this show, but football is just an RPG. It's a strategy game played by people who have leveled themselves up physically in real life. Let's go. We even beat the odds. I'm amazed. Yeah, we'll take black powder. We can afford to. Little scared. Sports and games are the same thing. Sports are just games you play with your body. Let's be nice to one another. Let's be the generation that stops ugh sports ball and also stops ugh Dungeons and Dragons. I think if you're like the generation behind mine, like the younger generation, I think you guys are doing a good job. From what I can see anyway. Certainly D&D was like still, it was a little stigmatized when I was in high school. I didn't know anybody that played D&D that I know of because it was, you know, you're like a closeted D&D player. Oh. What about Magic the Gathering? We might be able to break that stigma at some point. Together, if we work very hard. Ooh. This run, I'm chalking it up. It's like 50% bad play, because I think the play has been okay, and 50% like a suboptimal seed. What is this? That's too many enemies. Again, like, our stats are good, but we took damage at some very poor times and didn't quite get the tools we need for success. So, as much as I'm tempted to kind of void this, we should just grab it. That's the smart money right there, no doubt. Yup. Now, what was I talking about before we went off on this sports tangent? I don't know. Doesn't matter, okay? Help. I'm just frightened. People, they always use, because when you first start doing, you know, some of you do this, some of you don't. Some of you are watching the videos because you find them entertaining, and some of them, and that's it. And some of you are watching the videos because, you know, you find it entertaining, but also in your mind you harbor a desire to do this one day as a career, which I encourage you to pursue it as sensibly as you can. You know, if you're like, I'm gonna drop out of college to start my YouTube channel, I wouldn't. I would continue doing whatever you're doing in college and then do this on the side, because nobody knows how to make it big on YouTube, you know, just sort of a little dash of luck, good timing, knowing people. Many combinations of this lead to success, and oftentimes they don't lead to success. But anyway, this could be the end of this run, I just realized, so we gotta be abundantly aware. I forgot we're not going the whole way, so our odds of success are actually quite high. But if you end up doing this as a career, you might have a phase, or a job at least, you might have a phase where, you know, people go like, you know, why does anybody watch anybody play videos of video games on the internet when they could be playing those video games themselves? And then you have a chip on your shoulder and you go like, why do you watch people play football when you can play football yourself? But I actually don't think of what I do as like a spectator sport. Think of it more like a radio show or something like that, where, you know, you found there's no shortage of content on the internet. What you found, hopefully, is like a host that you find consistently somewhat enjoyable, engaging, entertaining, and you give it a shot no matter what they play, you know? It's like finding an actor or an actress you really like. You're like, I really like Giovanni Ribisi. I'll see anything that he's in. A Million Ways to Die in the West. What could go wrong? Ooh. Really? Ooh. Okay. Let's peep the curse room. I mean, we've won the run, is the thing. It's all the more embarrassing that we are having any losses when you remember that every run only goes to Mom's heart to begin with. There's nothing wrong with that chip on your shoulder as well, because, I mean, it's what you do. It's easy to get defensive. But I don't know. I've been doing it so long when people are like, why would anybody watch someone play things on the internet? First off, I go, I sort of understand where you're coming from. I didn't understand why for a while to begin with until I found people that I enjoyed watching. And then secondly, I go, it's also, you know, been paying my rent for like the past 6 years, so, you know, step off. Ooh, I don't know. Why does anybody ever shop at a Bed Bath & Beyond, Janice, but they allow you assistant manage one. Allow you to assistant manage one. Assistant to the regional manager. But, good job, millennials. We're doing a good job of killing these big box stores. I heard that Buffalo Wild Wings is starting to eat it, thanks to us. Also, department stores. Sears Canada just shut down. Or it shuttered, went bankrupt. It's amazing. I don't mean that in a good way. Like, a lot of people lost their jobs. Careers that they've held for like 30 or 40 years. It's just a sign of the times. You walk into a Sears sometimes and you go, what is this, like a physical Amazon? It's like someone took this website and made it into a physical store. What's up with that? What a strange concept. I could use new shoes myself, and we could all use a family portrait. Oh, I think we've seen that one before. Smelter. The game just got harder. The Book of Sin. Fantastic. At least we succeeded once here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.